Hey everyone, welcome back. We've got a packed week in the financial world. From Tesla's surge to Nvidia's major win over Apple and even a tech-tinged jobs report, we're covering it all. Plus, we'll take a look at what's coming up with some crucial data reports, including the big October jobs report. Get ready for hot takes and fast-paced market updates. Let's dive in. Reflecting on last week? Tesla takes off. Did you see Tesla's stock? After its sharpest rally since 2013, it hit its highest point in over a year. Investors are thrilled over the electric giant's third quarter results. Let's just say Tesla's giving a whole new meaning to charging up. Hopefully, you're plugged into this one too. Nvidia topples Apple. Move over, Apple. There's a new king in town. Nvidia dethroned Apple as the world's most valuable company last Friday, fueled by the seemingly endless demand for its AI chips. Apple may have the bite, but Nvidia's got the bite. Keep an eye on this rivalry as both companies battle it out at the top. Delta is taking cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike to court over a major tech outage in July that led to massive flight delays. If you missed a flight that day, maybe now you know why. They're not just canceling flights, they're canceling friendships too, apparently. What we're watching this week. The October jobs report drops Friday morning. Economists predict around 140,000 new jobs, the lowest since July. Will this trend hold, or could we see an upset? Let's just say this report might have as much suspense as a reality show cliffhanger. Big tech earnings. It's earnings season. Big tech is set to reveal its numbers this week, and it'll be fascinating to see if the Magnificent Seven continue to shine. With projected growth of 18.1% for these tech titans, the other 493 companies in the S&P 500 can't even compete. They're expected to scrape by with just 0.1% growth. GDP, PCE, and more economic data. Thursday brings us the PCE inflation report. Will inflation keep cooling, or are we in for another hot surprise? The Fed's been cautious on rate cuts, so any movement here could influence the upcoming Fed meeting. It's like waiting to find out if your favorite series is getting renewed. Economic calendar highlights. Monday, Dallas Fed Manufacturing Index at 10:30 a.m. and the 5-year note auction at 1 p.m. Tuesday, International Trade in Goods advance at 8:30 a.m. Retail inventories at 8:30 a.m. S&P Case-Shiller Home Price Index at 9 a.m. and Consumer Confidence in JOLTS at 10 a.m., among others. Wednesday, MBA mortgage applications at 7 a.m., ADP employment report at 8:15 a.m., GDP and Treasury refunding announcement at 8:30 a.m., pending home sales at 10 a.m., and EIA petroleum status report at 10:30 a.m. Thursday, jobless claims, personal income outlays, and employment cost index at 8:30 a.m., Chicago PMI at 9:45 a.m., and EIA natural gas report at 10:30 Friday, big day. The October jobs report and the unemployment rate both at 8:30 a.m., and lastly, construction spending and ISM manufacturing at 10 a.m. With just 6 trading days until the U.S. election, expect market volatility. We've got major economic reports, including the third quarter GDP, the PCE inflation gauge, and the October jobs report. With the Fed's next big meeting on November 7th, this week could be pivotal. So is the S&P 500 ever going to hit the 6,000 mark? Not yet. Disappointing earnings and a quiet bond sell-off kept it on hold. The Nasdaq 100, however, keeps climbing with a 7-week winning streak, boosted by Tesla's 20% surge. So it's not if the market moves, but when and in which direction. Financials, energy, and tech are the star players of October. Goldman Sachs has forecasted a market shift, predicting the S&P 500 equal weight index could outperform the S&P 500 by 2 to 8% annually over the next decade. Interest rate watchers, this one's for you. This week's data on growth, inflation, and labor will shape the Fed's decisions on rates. And with 3 major central banks making announcements soon, including the Federal Reserve, the market's on high alert. Crude prices jumped Friday as geopolitical tensions ramp up in the Middle East. West Texas Intermediate, or WTI, closed at $71.69 per barrel, while Brent hit $76.05. With ongoing negotiations between the U.S. and Israeli officials, this story is still developing and will likely influence oil prices in the near future. Palladium's up 10% after the U.S. asked G7 countries to consider sanctioning Russian palladium. Since Russia controls around 38% of the world's palladium supply, it could lead to major shifts. Stay tuned to see if South Africa, Zimbabwe, and North America can make up the gap. Ethereum continues to lag behind Bitcoin in 2024. Although Ethereum shifted to proof of stake, Layer 2 solutions seem to be siphoning off activity from the main chain. Let's just say if Ethereum were a movie franchise, its sequels are performing better than the original right now. With the election in less than a week, the countdown is on. Each candidate has unique policies impacting different market sectors. This is a good time to review how their platforms could impact your portfolio, especially as we approach November 7th. That wraps up our breakdown. This week is filled with earnings reports, economic data, and some high-stakes geopolitical news. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our updates on how all this impacts the market. If you found this helpful, give us a thumbs up. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.